Hare Krishna. Able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let us start. So, welcome all of you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu's Matajis. Thank you for joining. So, the blessings of Jagannath. Hare Krishna. You can show this prayer too. Om Agyantamara-dasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-parishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami-niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So continuing with the Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, contents of the Gita summarized. So today we'll be discussing two verses, 35 and 36. So let us recite 35. Bhayadranadu paratam mamsyante tvam maharataha yesham chatvam bahamato bhutva yasyasi laghavam. Translation by Prabhu. The great generals who are highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Next verse. Only one verse. I give us two verses, 36 also. Okay. Avach vadam cha bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha Mindantastava samarthyam tato dukkha tarunukim. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? Jai Shri Bhagavad ki jai. Jagannath Baleswaramani ki jai. So Hare Krishna Prabhu's Matajis. So we're learning a lot of important lessons daily from Srimad Bhagavad Gita second chapter, because this is summarized version. So whole Bhagavad Gita has been concised in this chapter. But later on, more details have been given. So these two verses, see, it is a custom of the Kshatriya, no? That if they are wounded on the backside, he is considered a coward. But if he is wounded on the chest, he is accepted as a real Kshatriya. That means he has fought face to face. And that is the injunction of military art in the Vedic injunctions. See, in the previous verse, 2.34, Sambhavada Vitasya, that is one who is very reputed, a very famous man. If he does something wrong, then it was better to die before such infamy comes to him, right? So this is advised. Arjuna is famous as a great fighter. Not only that, you can see, he's a very personal friend of Krishna. So much so that Krishna has agreed to become his chariot driver. See, just try to understand what is the position of Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of God Krishna, who is worshipped by Lord Brahma, Govinda Mahadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. He has agreed to drive the chariot of Arjuna on account of his friendship. Now we have to imagine how famous he is. Everyone will say, no, oh, Krishna is his intimate friend, that he has agreed to drive his chariot. So this is your reputation all over the world. So, Sambhavitasya Chakirtihi. That's what is given in the previous verse. And he says, no, if you don't fight now, what people will say? Better you die. That's what Krishna is telling Arjuna. See, 5,000 years ago, that time also Krishna says to Arjuna, you are so reputed a fighter. And if you stop fighting, people will not consider, especially the other commander-in-chief, like Dronacharya, Bhishma, Karna. See, they are all Maharathas. Maharatha means one fighter who can combat with thousands of men alone. He is called a Maharatha. And nowadays we have the titles, no? Captain, Commander, Commander-in-Chief. So similarly, former Maharatha, Atiratha were the title given to the soldiers, fighters. So Maharatha, the greatest commanders, right? So Krishna said that, Arjuna, you are recognized, one of the Maharathas. So what the other Maharathas will think of you? They will not consider that out of compassion you did not fight. They will think that out of fear you have left the battlefield. They will take the opposite view. Bhayadranad uparatam. That's what he stated in the 35th verse. So out of fear you have stopped fighting. Bamsyante tvam maharataha. So now you are recognized as one of the Maharatha. Yesham cha tvam bahumataha. Oh, you are known by various commander-in-chiefs. Bhutva yasasi laghavam. In their eyes, you will be considered as degraded. Bhutva yasasi laghavam. So why should we accept that? Better fight and die. So Krishna, he began to address Arjuna's fear. No? What was Arjuna's fear? That he would be tainted by sin, no? If he killed the elders. He says, you are a Kshatriya, Arjuna. And thus your foremost duty to fight according to the religious principles. You should not hesitate. Rather, you should embrace this opportunity because it opens the way to heaven for you. And if you do not fight, you will incur sin for neglecting your duty. Thus, you will lose your good reputation. You will become infamous. And for a respectful person, dishonor is worse than death. See, no one will think you, so that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna again and again. Right? No one will think that you desisted from fighting out of compassion. They will think you fled in fear and will thus lose their respect for you. So what could be more painful than that? So now Arjuna's position is very precarious. Huh? So in the war field, you cannot be compassionate. That is not required. See, in so many ways, no? Ahimsa, Arjava, these are good qualities. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has described ahimsa, non-violence. Non-violence is generally accepted. And actually, Arjuna was non-violent. He was not violent, he was non-violent. He was not a coward. Huh? Not that because he was covered, therefore he was refusing to fight. No. As a Vaishnava, naturally he is non-violent. He does not like to kill anyone. And especially his own family men. So he was taking a little compassion. Not that he was a coward. So Krishna is encouraging, is inducing Arjuna to observe the duty. You cannot deviate from duty. That was the point. So when there is a fight, you must fight and kill the enemies. That is your credit. When you are fighting with the enemies, if you become compassionate, how shall I kill? That is cowardice. So therefore Krishna is concluding now. He says there are two alternatives for a fighter, that is for a Kshatriya, to fight in the battle. Either gain victory or die. No via media. Fight to the last point if you're able, then become victorious. Or die, no stoppage. All this fighting were meant like that, according to principles. So according to the Vedic culture, the Kshatriyas, not the Brahmanas. See, the Brahmanas are not encouraged to fight or kill. No. Brahmanas should remain always non-violent. Even there, suppose even Brahmanas there, if violence is required, a Brahmana will not kill personally. He will bring the matter to the Kshatriya, the royal order. Just like Vishwamitra, he was being disturbed by some demons in the forest. They used to live in the forest, right? So Vishwamitra was able to kill many demons just by his will also. But he did not do so. What did he do? He went to Maharaj Dasharath, father of Lord Ramachandra, to request him. He said, give your sons Rama and Lakshmana. I will take them with me. They will kill that demon. The killing is there, but the Brahmana is not going to kill personally. Or the Vaishya is not meant for killing. Neither the Shudras, only the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriya should be trained up like this. Kshatriya means one who gives protection from being hurt. See in this chapter, second 2.2 to 6. No? Anarya Jishtam. There's one verse. Not at all befitting man who knows the progressive values of life. Aryan. Aryan means who are progressive. So this dejection of Arjuna in the battlefield is described as befitting a non-Aryan. Aryan, according to Aryan civilization, as it is described in Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 divisions inaugurated by Supreme Personality of Godhead. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Bhagavatam 6.3.19 it says. So any systematic religious process is to be understood. It is given by God. Man cannot make any religious system. So this Aryan system, progressive system, is Chatur Varanyam Maya Shrishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. 4th chapter, 13th verse. So Krishna says, it is introduced by me for very good management of the social order. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So Arjuna, he belonged to the Kshatriya family. Therefore, his hesitation to fight in the battlefield is not befitting the Aryan. For the royal order to become non-violent, that is not good. The Kshatriyas, when they are fighting in the battlefield, the killing is not a sin for them. So, duty has to be done. See, there may be some suffering temporary. You know? Krishna never says, oh, my dear Arjuna, you are my friend. All right, you are feeling so much sorry. All right, I shall do it for you. You sit down silent. No, Krishna never says that. You have to do it. Although Krishna says that this battle is arranged by me, they are already killed. Nobody is going back. Still, you have to do it. Nimitta matram. So our duty, see our duty, like persons who are Krishna consciousness, engaged in Krishna consciousness, they should always know that everything is being done by Krishna. So we cannot do anything without Krishna's sanction. Anumanta. So, but still, we have to do our own duty. Not that, oh, Krishna will do everything. Therefore, we should not try. No, that is lethargy. You have to do your own duty. But the result depends on Krishna. This is Krishna conscious. Everything is done by Krishna. So this is the attitude of Krishna consciousness. We have to do our own duty. Never mind whether it is suffering or happiness, it doesn't matter. See, we are definitely not the doers. And whatever strength or ability we have to do some service is simply because of the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord Krishna. This we must keep it in our mind always. So while it is very important for us to remember that we are just his instruments, nimitta matra, we should not be lazy in our duties, but sincerely endeavor to be instruments of the Lord. So this is a very, very important thing for us to understand. We are just instruments. Krishna says, no, I have done everything, but you have to do your duty. Prescribed duties is very, very important. That's what he has been trying to highlight, enlighten Arjuna by giving all this. Because Arjuna was giving so many excuses, logical reasoning, everything throughout in the first chapter and also in the beginning of the second chapter. I am not going to fight, give sin, so many things, right? We have already heard about these things. But Krishna is giving all answers, logical answers, and he is trying to encourage him, giving that Kshatriya's only duty is to fight and there is no sin in the battlefield. So stop here. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dharmaprams. Vancha kalpatarubhyacha, kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Hare Krishna. Anybody else? Yes. So thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyacha, kripa sindhu bhayevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Hare Krishna.